Good morning everybody and welcome to this game between Invictus Gaming and iG.Vitality for the Summit 6. I now know this is the Summit 6, not the Summit 5, but come on, it's confusing. But anyhow, I love seeing games that are between teams that are from the same team, right? Like they are both Invictus Gaming, but one of them is just Invictus Gaming and the other one is Invictus Gaming Vitality. I just love that. So that's why we're taking a look at this game today. Dude, I just think that's really funny. But anyhow, so as per bans, we've got the Bad Rat and the Slaughter for the Dire and Lifestealer and Axe for the Radiant. Juggernaut and Darkseer are going to be the first picks, as well as OD and Ricky. I'm not really surprised by any of this. Maybe the Axe a little bit, but Axe is really, really good. So it makes sense to me, right? Axe is actually a little bit of a counter to Ricky, I think. You can, because, you know, the Berserker's Call works on invisible heroes, so if you can kind of guess where he is, just kind of blink there and you call and, you know, you should still catch him. Which doesn't really work with everything, right? Like with the OD, if you know the Ricky is around here somewhere, you can't just randomly cast your Astral Imprisonment and catch him and reveal him. Doesn't work. Axe, however, does have that ability. It's not like it's a hard counter or anything like that, but it's just an interaction between the two heroes. It makes it so Ricky is a little bit of a worse pick if the enemy has an Axe. So, yeah, we can maybe that's why, right? But then again, Axe is just a really good hero, right? So, we also got the Sand King and Oracle being banged out from IG, and then the Earth Spirit and Bounty Hunter from Vitality. Earth Spirit just really good. Right, same for Sand King, same for Oracle. Bounty Hunter, I think, might be a ban to make it so the Ricky is more effective yet again, right? Because the track could be a little bit difficult there. And also, just having a Bounty Hunter roaming around can be very irritating. Especially if you're trying to roam yourself, right? Teams that have that kind of roamer tend to be a little bit more solid in the early game. That their drafting tends to be more, okay, let's go to make sure we can actually do a lane and we can fight, right? And that we have heroes that can stand on their own and aren't that easily taken down, because we're lacking a support where we have a guy that's looking for kills. Well, you know, if you don't have the Bounty Hunter, maybe they're gonna be a little bit, you know, less like that. Maybe they're gonna allow the Ricky to do more, but probably not, right? But I'm just saying there maybe a possibility why we see the Bounty Hunter banned out here. But again, it's just a really solid hero. Disruptor and Sven being picked up. Sven being a BKB carry, I actually like that a lot here. Not only is he a BKB carry, but he also got the Warcry, which is a nice response to the Juggernaut, where Juggernaut comes in with his ultimate, the Omni Slash. You just activate the Warcry, blocking a ton of damage there. And then you can always BKB yourself out of the Disruptor ultimate, everything the Darkseer does. Sven also is not really susceptible to illusions of himself, right? That's not really a problem that you need to worry about with Sven. So the Darkseer wall is not going to be that scary. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense to see him picked up here. He hasn't been super popular recently, but I still think Sven is a very powerful hero. We're gonna see the Silencer support, of course. Silencer, yet again, very good. I like Silencer against Juggernaut, actually, you know, because Juggernaut tends to rely heavily on the spin for magic immunity, right? If you're playing Juggernaut and you get caught by something, or you're about to get caught by something, you push Q and get yourself out. However, that doesn't work if you're silenced. And having the tools to be able to say, no, Juggernaut, we're actually gonna be able to kill you right now, and you're not gonna go magic immune. That's something that's quite valuable. On top of that, Silencer's just really good. Again, you can see a theme here, right? There's just a lot of heroes that are just like, oh, that's good hero. Good hero, right? Also, Silencer as a hero can definitely hold his own, right? I feel like a Sven, Silencer lane, those two heroes should be able to really go up against anything. Darkseer, of course, tricky, but still possible. Especially the Sven with the cleave, you know, that's something you can always use to just push the lane back. Make sure the Darkseer doesn't get as much farm, doesn't get as much lane control. Silencer coming in with the glaives, of course, being able to deal quite a bit of damage and, you know, just kind of applying some pressure there. Omni Knight coming out from iG.Vitality. Now, this is interesting because we don't actually have a lane for the Omni Knight, right? Omni Knight is not really what you would expect here. You would expect an offlaner. You got the OD for the mid, you got the Sven for the safe lane. You can see that Invictus Gaming actually banned out the Titans as well, so the Omni Knight is very surprising here, and I'm a little unsure what that's gonna be, right? It could be an offlaner, But maybe not, right? Maybe they're gonna do something fancy with the silencer. I'm not really sure. You know, it's kind of gonna be a little bit tricky. Dragonite coming out last pick for Invictus Gaming though, who is probably gonna be going into the mid here. A little bit of an odd choice against OD, because OD doesn't really deal that much physical damage. But, well, he does deal a lot of physical damage, don't get me wrong. But like the early game power of OD is mostly spell based. Right, it's just the astral imprisonment, and that works fine even against the Dragon Knight. So, I don't know, but Dragon Knight is a hero that can go mid against really anybody, I feel. Right, Dragon Knight is definitely a hero that you just put him in the mid. He's not gonna be incredible. No. Right, Dragon Knight is not gonna go into the mid and be like, oh my god, he just destroyed that Invoker. No, that's not gonna happen. But the thing about Dragon Knight, he's always gonna have a solid, you know, a solid average performance, right? He's just going to be like in the lane, getting his farm, and it's very difficult to stop him from doing so. And that's quite valuable, right? Just having somebody that's reliable. So anyhow, we got Burning on the Juggernaut, Q playing the Disruptor, OP on the Dragonite, XXS on the Darkseer, and Boboka on the Tusk. They're going to be at the bottom here, just kind of looking for a kill, but the Radiant is not going to give them that, seeing as they are not really around the bottom area at all. We got Paparazzi on the Sven, we got Super on the Silencer, In July playing the Omni Knight, Dog Fights on the Ricky, and then we got Sakata playing the Outward Devourer. Ricky is actually going into the bottom here. I don't think they got any detection ready right now. I mean, they do have detection, they just haven't put it down, and it seems that's gonna be the end of that as well. So Ricky is just gonna be okay. He's coming into the bottom and is just gonna chill. Top is actually gonna be the Sven. Look at that. That's an off-lane Sven. So I wonder if this is just... No, this is not an off-laner. This is just an aggressive... Like, I guess like an off-lane, safe lane. Does that make sense? Right? Like, I mean, the Sven is gonna farm here. But actually, look at that. IG, they see it, they read it, and they deal with it. That's exactly the point, right? The Sven is trying to dodge the Darkseer. But Darkseer knew. Meantime, at the bottom, we actually got In July caught out a little bit. Omni Knight is going to be playing the offlane here, but Dogfights going down first. The first blood going to Burning on the Juggernaut, who's going to be able to pick up some early boots, and that just makes him even more threatening, right? Having those early boots, allowing him to catch people with the spin even easier. I mean, it's already pretty simple to do, but yeah, you know, it's just going to be a little bit of a problem. Now, actually, look at this. It's going to be the Omni Knight as the kind of off-laner, right? As the solo lane, the suicide lane. Oh, actually, we got to jump yet again on the Ricky. Do they have more detection? Yep, the dust comes out, but magic immunity instantly purging it off and also keeping Dogfights safe. Man, that's a silly name. Dogfights. Oh, well. But in July... on the Omni Knight, that's actually a really interesting pick, right? I feel like that's just a counter to the Juggernaut. Okay, you know what, Juggernaut? We're gonna lane against you with magic immunity. Yes, we cannot lane against you regularly, just because the spin is so scary and you got so much just catching potential, right? So much that can go wrong, so many mistakes we can make for you, and then you can use them, but we're just gonna go magic immune and it's gonna be fine. A problem with this, of course, is that Juggernaut... Well, Juggernaut is a hero that likes to go for Diffuser Blade anyway. Right? So, that makes Omni Knight effective right now. That makes it so right now he's gonna be fine. And it's gonna be able to get some money. But later on, Burning won't really care that much about your Omni Knight. And that's a pretty big deal. I mean... Yeah, it's just... Juggernauts get Diffuser Blade even if there isn't an Omni Knight, right? They just go a Manta Star Diffuser Blade and it's incredibly powerful. So it'll be a little bit odd to see how that plays out. At the top, Sven, by the way, just kind of farming the jungle. Yeah, he's going up against the Darks. He's actually doing really well, which is impressive. He's being, you know, being jumped right here, but oh no, they missed the Ice Wall. Still continuing with this though, and actually look at that, Super just giving up on Paparazzi. The Sven knows his fate, he's gonna go down, using the Mango. Actually, wait a second, the Darkseer isn't here. They didn't commit to it, and wow. Paparazzi is gonna end up being fine. That is surprising. You can see that I think even iG.Vitality gave up on this, right? The silencer leaving him be, just saying, you know what, can't help there anymore. You either escape on your own or you don't, which is really what I expect to have happen here. And yeah, honestly, this was just on IG letting them get away, right? Letting the Sven get out of there by not committing with the Darkseer, who also thought the Sven was dead. Oh well. Burning in the meantime at the bottom is actually solo laning against the Omni Knight and the Ricky right now. A little bit of a problem. But Q is now back. He's gonna start helping out a little bit more again, putting down a sentry, helping detect dogfights. God, that name. I don't know why that name is tripping me out so hard, but it is. But he's just helping detect dogfights, and you know, that should shut down the Ricky a little bit, who's now gonna head back to base. Probably gonna pick up his wind lace and just gonna continue roaming. Or maybe boots, actually. He can afford boots. So, yeah, Omni Knight at the bottom. He's already level 4. So, I mean, he's doing alright. I'm not gonna say he's doing great, because he's not. He's just not. But he's doing fine, and I mean, that's already a good starting point. Right, he's got his boots, level 4 again. And with Omni Knight, you don't really need him to have a lot of items. You just kind of want him to have, I guess, mana boots, soul ring, maybe. And he's gonna be fine. Right, I mean, refresh is pretty sick if you can get there, so is Aghanim's, but how often do you actually get there? And he also doesn't really have any great farming abilities. Right, that's another problem with Omni Knight. Like, he's an offlaner. He's not like a Tidehunter or Bristleback. You know, you can't stack up the Ancients for him and then reliably get money on the guy that way. This guy, this hero, if he wants to get farmed, what he has to do is he has to hit creeps. Right, so really that's him. He just needs to walk into a lane or the jungle and just hit creeps for a while. And that's always a bit of a problem if you don't have any acceleration there. If you don't have anything you can set up for him. So, I wonder how the Omni Knight is going to perform from here. Now, there's a little bit of a combo though with the Ricky. Actually got a hasted Dragon Knight coming into the bottom. Burning gets hit by a little bit, but Dogfights scouting out the Dragon Knight. So, Vitality definitely knows, and you can see they're falling back here. They don't want none of this. But Dragon Knight coming in anyway. He's transformed in July. Activates a magic immunity, and actually Q is going down. Disruptor falls. Now it's gonna be Boboka going in on Super on the run, and Super is actually pretty dumb. No, he misses again. God, those ice walls are just no good, and he's gonna fall in the meantime. Burning and OP, they're just gonna have to retreat, even in July, surviving that. And that fight just did not work out in favor of IG. It's a shame too, because the Tusk did have the kill on the silencer, right? They could have at least gotten that. I'm not saying that the Tusk would have gotten out, because I don't think he would. I think Bobokar was thin. But he committed himself to a kill, and I mean, if you're gonna commit to yourself to a kill, you better make sure you get it, and he didn't. And that's a problem. Nice response from the Radiant though. Like, they definitely played that well, and they outplayed the Dire in that little encounter. Now we got the Darkseer at the top, just kind of pushing down the lane. I mean, he almost got the tower already. That's pretty quick, right? At like 7 minutes. I mean, it's not super rushed or anything like that, but gotta keep in mind it's just one hero. It's just the Darkseer, and considering that, that's actually pretty damn fast. OP going back into the mid lane. You can see he's just maxing out the Dragon Blood. Yeah, it's just, you know, against OD. Well, what else are you gonna do, right? You just gotta stay in the lane. Gotta survive somehow. It's tricky. It is definitely tricky. He's gonna go bottom here. Actually, no, where is he going? Huh. Well, I thought he was just gonna go check for the rune, but that's not happening, seeing as there are no runes right now. So Dragonite is just slowly walking into the bottom lane here. I mean, he's looking for a kill or something, but he just gets cornered immediately. We got Paparazzi going in on the Juggernaut, but, you know, Juggernaut is just going to be able to retreat. But now OP, he's on the run. He gets hit by so much damage already. Luckily, the Sven didn't have enough mana. He initiated on the Juggernaut, and as a result, OP manages to survive, but only barely. And, you know, there was a little bit of a lack of communication from the Radiant there. Odd for the Sven to go in on the Juggernaut if, you know, they see the Dragon Knight like that, but I guess maybe it was actually one of those awkward moments where you just planned a gank with your team, right? And then Paparazzi, seeing as he's the Sven, he would of course be the person to call it when you go. So the Sven then says, okay, we're going for the Juggernaut now, and then there's suddenly a Dragonite, and it's just like, oh damn it, but I went for the Juggernaut, guys. Right? So imagine something like that happening. So it's always a little bit silly, but oh well. And actually gonna be a push. The Dragonite gets one hit in on the tower, but the poison damage is gonna be blocked by the glyph. And one of the important things to keep in mind about Dragonite is once he transforms, any attack on the tower is 100 guaranteed damage. Because the corrosive breath deals 20 damage a second over 5 seconds. Right? And you don't even need to get any additional attacks in. The additional attacks don't matter, right? If you want to push a tower with Dragonite in the early game, what you should really do is you just like transform and you just hit it and then you kind of walk away, make sure you don't really take any damage, play it safe. And then once you see the debuff come online again, or like offline I guess, right? You go in there and you hit it again. And you just kind of keep going like that. Burning going in deep, he is so low. A few right clicks would be enough to take him down, but he's fast, he's gonna be able to escape fine. And now actually Boboka the Tusk looking for something. Paparazzi gets glimpsed in. However, trapped up. We got the Omni-Knight ultimate keeping his team safe though. And now Sven still on the run. Sakata sitting in the middle. He takes down the Tusk. And now he may actually be in a little bit of trouble. But Omni-Knight just keeping people alive. OD, however, doesn't feel like committing to going for that trap on himself. Will keep him in an awkward position. Basically guarantee his death. And now Paparazzi is actually going to fall as well. They're looking for the Dragonite, who is low, but not low enough. He's going to be able to TP himself out just fine. Now XXS is on the run. Nice, they got the combo. And, oh, no. Sadly, they don't quite manage to take down the Darkseer right there. But one of the things I kind of brought up earlier, I don't think I actually finished that for this, but Omni-Knight and Ricky is actually kind of a neat combination because, you know, the problem with the Omni-Knight heal, if you want to use it as a burst damage ability, you need to get close to the enemy, and that's just super predictable and really difficult and all of that. But the thing is, you can just have the Ricky do that for you. Right, like Ricky gets close, you heal the Ricky, boom, deal some damage. And I mean, you gotta keep in mind, this deals a lot of damage. This is 360 pure damage. 360 pure damage is a crazy amount of damage. That is the equivalent to 500 magic damage. That is how much damage that is. Well, not exactly. 500 magic damage would be 375 actual damage you take, right? But you get the idea. I mean, it hurts bad. 360 pure is a lot of damage. So having that and being able to use it. Oh no, Paparazzi. He's got his armlet. He activates it right there, but there's no way you armlet toggle against the Juggernaut spin and the Iron Shell. I mean, you can't armlet toggle against the Iron Shell alone, but 2 Iron Shells, a Juggernaut spin, and all of that, good fucking luck, right? You're just kind of done there. He absolutely needs a BKB this game. He rushed an early armlet. That tells me he's also going to go for an early BKB, right? He doesn't plan on farming all that much. He just wants to be ready to fight. He just wants to be available as much as he can be. So, yeah. Probably gonna be an early BKB here. Wouldn't be too surprised if it just, like, at this point, if the Sven goes threats BKB. Honestly, I mean, it might, like, it wouldn't be bad. It would be good, actually. So yeah, anyhow. We got dogfights, just kind of chilling here. Ricky. Relaxing. Making sure he knows everything that's going on, you know. That's what being a Ricky is all about. You always gotta know everything. Always gotta control the map. You know, just being around is enough. Paparazzi in the meantime at the bottom getting jumped again. Oh, the Omni Slash even coming out, and that's enough. Just straight up enough for a kill. The vacuum secures it, and ooh, the main carry for Vitality going down yet again. This is a problem. I mean, if you look at the net worth here, he's just really not up there. He's really not. Oh, actually, Sansa ultimate coming out. Got a fight in the mid. Nice Ricky ultimate. Sakata also dropping a big one, but he's going to fall and burning, charging in. Glimpse brings back Super, and Super is gonna be just kind of melted into the ground. The Iron Shell, I don't know, the spikes just chopping him into little pieces, and down he goes. In July now, just sitting back, but right now it's just a little bit too much for for the Radiant to handle. I mean, honestly, it's a Darkseer doing just crazy amounts of damage. Magic immunity on the Sven, though. No BKB needed if you got an Omni Knight going on. One more hit on Burning, and down he goes. OP now on the run. Do we have the mana? Nope. No stun ready. And they're gonna turn it around. Paparazzi still trying to get a kill. So he actually gets one. Q goes down. That's a triple kill for our blue hero. And iG.Vitality turning this one around nicely. This guy really needs more mana. He really needs more mana. I mean, this is just... every single fight, he just runs out of mana for the Stormhammers. And it's a little bit unfortunate. That's a little bit unfortunate. Sakata, by the way, going for a Vitality booster. So I assume that's going to be a Rod of Atos. Not the most popular item these days, but definitely a good one. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, I like Rod of Atos. I mean... Force Staff is probably better, but hey. Well, actually, against the Darkseer, Force Staff isn't... Not Darkseer, what I'm saying. Disruptor. Yeah, was on the right hero, but I forgot the name. But on against the Disruptor, the Force Staff isn't the sickest thing in the world. And this is, of course, the amazing thing about having a Sven. Right? You have the ability to simply take down these ancient camps. You know, farm incredibly quickly with that great cleave. And he's actually going to be level 11 now. Level 2 ultimate ready, and there's a push in the mid yet again. Dogfights gets caught out. He's healed up though, he's still doing fine, but he goes down. Now do we have a fight? Glimpse back on Paparazzi. Trying to deny the tower, he's not gonna get it. Got a trap on Bernie. Actually deals a lot of damage to his team right there. I mean, they, for some reason, felt the need to gather around the little astral imprisonment, but oh well. So in the end, it's only the Ricky and the tower that goes down. These fights are scary, right? Like, this can go wrong at any point. It's insane. We got a smoke coming in from the back. OP charging ahead, looking for something. They give him the Iron Shell. They're going for In July, but the silence. The silence coming out. Tusk burst down, not quite enough, and now they get the triple trap, but Omni Knight activates his ultimate, keeping his team going for a little while. It doesn't connect on everybody though, and 3 are down. A 3-4-2 so far. In July now on the run. He's got the magic immunity in a second. That's not gonna be enough though. A few attacks are gonna finish him off. Dogfights on the run. He should be okay, honestly. I mean, I don't think they got detection, so the Ricky will be able to survive, but oh god, I mean, that was a huge Disruptor ultimate. Dropping that static field, just static storm. Close. It's just a static field, not as a kinetic field. Damn it. Oh man. Dropping that static storm, silencing them all, dealing so much damage and taking down the majority of IG's heroes. And I mean, you can see that the dire IG is now starting to really pull ahead by quite a bit. Yeah, it's not a crazy lead, but it's definitely a lead, right? And Sven actually gonna be going for the Echo Saber, so not an early BKB. He's gonna rely on the Omni Knight instead, which I know, like, it's always you have the Omni Knight with the magic immunity, so why do you really need BKB? But you need a BKB, trust me on this. Diffusal Blade is a thing. Also, you can't always rely on Omni Knight. You really can't. What if they just kill him? Then you're stuck fighting without a BKB, and you don't ever want to do that. They got another smoke, actually. Look at that. Paparazzi is gonna be caught. They get the Sven. I mean, he's tanky as all hell, though. Yup, he's just sitting there tanking it up. Now we got Cicada trapping him. Astral Imprisonment. He comes out of there fine. Toggles the armlet. He's still doing okay. Toggles the armlet again. Glimpse back in. And this time he will go down. Ricky dealing a lot of damage though with that ultimate. By a lot, I really mean none at all. But Dogfights is just gonna die. Rest in pieces, Dogfights. Actually, never mind. He goes down, but it takes quite a while longer. And in July, he manages to at least get a little bit of value out of the Ricky death with the heal dealing a lot of damage right there. However, the Juggernaut Ward keeping the Dire going. They're now looking at Cicada, the Outward Devourer. Magic immunity is going to allow him to just run out of that field. In July, now caught out, he's going to be going down. Actually, oh my god, you know what, I shouldn't be calling this so early. He will go down, but it's always a little bit later than I thought. Super now looking for something. He gets actually a huge Q on these people. I mean, it's not really going to matter. It's not the most powerful ability. And everybody on the Radiant side will be able to escape just fine. So, that was a long fight, man. That was a long fight, but I mean, this is just letting the Dire pull even more ahead. Alright, this is just looking better and better for the Dire with every single fight. Now we got the Echo Saber on the Sven though, right? And I still want to see that BKB. Right, like, I know, you always like, always with the Omni Knight. I know that's the thing that people will always say every single time. It's just not reliable. It's not, and you gotta be reliable. Like, that is so important. Juggernaut now has his Battle Fury, right? He's gonna be farming up like crazy from here on out, and I promise you, the Diffusal Blade is one of his next items, right? Like, if I had to guess, I would probably say Manta Style Diffusal Blade, or maybe Yasha Diffusal Blade Manta Style, or something like that. But I mean, there will be a Diffusal Blade, and then there goes your magic immunity. Dogfights is actually on the run here. Oh, he gets scouted out. They get the Sentry, but Q is in an awkward spot. He gets stunned up. Paparazzi also gonna be stunned up by the Dragon Knight down. Now he gets the magic immunity just pounding into OP. Also the OD helping out a little bit, and it's gonna be a dead Dragon Knight. That's a big kill. Now Burning looking for something, but he just can't tank the Sven. It's too much. They get the Storm Hammer on Darkseer. 1 hit, 2 hits, down he goes. The Eyeshite's most certainly not helping the Darkseer right there. However, in return they do get the Ricky Maru and the Silencer. So it's a 2 for 2, however, cause for supports. So this one worked out for Vitality. I mean, this is just a game filled with crazy fights, isn't it? Wow. I wonder how this is gonna end, right? Now, Juggernaut got his Battle Fury, right? That's a pretty big item. Lets him farm quite efficiently. I'm surprised to see the Battle Fury here, though. Right, I really thought this was just gonna be one of those fighting juggernauts, like Manta Style, Diffusal Blade. That's what I thought we were gonna see, but Burning says, you know what, there's a chance this is gonna take a little while. And Battle Fury isn't bad on the Zero, Battle Fury is really good. So let me just go ahead and farm up a bunch, and then I go for that Yasha, then I go for that Manta Style. I'm gonna be able to actually get, get better at snowballing with that Battle Fury. Now, Sven is actually now number 1 in the game. He went from not really all that significant to probably the scariest here on the map. And oh my god! They get the huge silence, the huge Ricky, so everything! Just taking down IG, that's 4 dead! And the Roshan! Oh my god, dogfights coming in, cleaning house, setting up for the Radiant to just tear IG a new one. You know what? You guys are gonna be Vitality soon. We're gonna be the original. But holy hell, that was just a disaster. Huge fight. Look at this. The lead instantly vanishes. It just disappears into nothingness. And Paparazzi now got his Blink Dagger, so he's gonna rely on Omni Knight, right? Like, he's set on this. But now it makes sense, because now he's leading. Right now he is ahead. So they actually enabled Paparazzi to get to a point where, okay, you know what, maybe you don't need the BKB anymore. That fight was so huge. That may actually be, like, that is definitely a game-changing fight right there. Losing 4 heroes and Roshanan, gaining nothing in return is not really something that you can easily recover from. Well, the tower is gonna be attempted, and oh god, Tusk. Yeah, no, he's going down. He's definitely going down. Dogfight's even picking up that kill. OD just pushes the tower, gets that really quick. The Glyph is still floating around the place. The Tusk trying to maybe, delay things with that, but it's just not gonna be enough. And one of the things that, is, I think, really important here, look at the money on the Dire supports. The Disruptor got boots. The Tusk got boots and the cloak. Right, they are just so poor, and Q goes down yet again. In the meantime, the Sven also getting a kill on the Juggernaut. Of all people on Juggernaut. Now they're looking for the Dragon Knight. They get the stun, and Sven, he just hurts, man. He just hurts. The Surge, nope, not gonna work. Yules comes out, and now OP is caught out, and OP will go down. Wow. Vitality really starting to pull through. They're fighting, they're out fighting on every part of the map, and now the bottom tower is gonna go down as well. I mean, that was definitely an attempted split push from the Juggernaut, trying to get something done while they take this tower, but they don't get that tower, they lose the Juggernaut, and then the tier 2 also falls. I mean, this is just not going well at all. Even the Sansa, look at the Sansa, he's got a Staff of Wizardry, there's gonna be a Force Staff soon, right? A Force Staff's gonna be huge for this man. We got a Yules on in July, the Omni Knight actually pulling through quite a bit. Of course, he got the boots and the Soul Ring, as you would expect. Burning, gonna be spinning himself out of there. OD, Rod of Atos, Blink Dagger. So just enabling the follow-up. You know, saying, okay, you know what, Paparazzi, you're gonna jump in first, I'm gonna come in afterwards, I'm gonna deal some serious damage. And you better believe he's gonna deal some serious damage. Mid tier 2 is also gonna fall, and I mean, now, this is just wow. A huge swing is just swung around so badly. And yep, that's gonna be the 4th staff on the Sansa. I'm sad now, all of my calls on the Sven were wrong. But yeah, I don't know, like, the thing is just, I am not somebody that likes to rely that much on the Omni Knight. But it's been working, right? It's been working. Right, they obviously practiced this. And, so, I guess. And honestly, I think the biggest part about this, the real reason why we don't see a BKB on this hero, is actually the Juggernaut not going for a fighting build. Right, Burning went for that Battle Fury, and I really think that hurt them a lot. Because, look, the thing about the Battle Fury is, you're getting it for the farming. Right, because instead of buying a Battle Fury, for the same cost you could get a Saint Yasha. And the Battle Fury is just simply, oh my god, Burning! Oh, you can't have that happen. Oh no, that's a disaster. That is so bad. No, but you cannot have a Juggernaut, you know, that is not able to fight. And as I mentioned, right, the Battle Fury costs as much as a Saint Yasha, and imagine that. You cannot tell me that a Battle Fury lets you fight better than a Saint Yasha. It's just not as valuable. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that really, that is a very questionable item decision, and I think that's gonna cost them. Right, Aegis, by the way, on the OD, not the Sven. I like that a lot. I think that's definitely the right call here. He's going for a Sheepstick next, it seems. Maybe Glimpse? Ah, not Glimpse, what am I saying? Lincolns. There was a Glimpse, though. No, but maybe a Lincolns, right? Immediately blinks out of the Glimpse, though. It's one of the nice things. Now, Blink Dagger on OD is just really good. You know, you can always trap yourself or blink out of anything if you time it properly. Gonna be a little bit impossible seeing as you're going up against the Darkseid. You know, I can't do that against Iron Chill, but ooh, Korea goes down. Well, luckily there wasn't anything on there. But yeah, iG.Vitality, they're not slowing down, and they're really using this advantage they've got right now. They take the last tier 2, and I mean, the only thing that's left now is the base, right? Yeah, it just does run out on the OD though, so maybe they're waiting for the Sheepstick first. I mean, that's gonna be huge. Sakata's gonna have such a huge amount of intelligence over everybody else. Sanity's Eclipse will be able to one-shot a few heroes. Like, honestly, I think the Juggernaut may not be able to survive that. He now got his Yasha. He's gonna attempt another split push, I suppose. Meantime, up at the top, Paparazzi is kind of caught out a little bit. Oh, they're going in. Oh, the nice static field. They're dropping the Omni ultimate. Though Burning now coming in. And the Silence 2 down, but it's only the support so far. Now Sakata on the run. He's gonna have to trap himself. Nope. Nope. Just gonna try to turn around, maybe get a kill. Not able to do so. Now In July is on the run. But Paparazzi, he comes in! This man with no fear! maybe he should have a little bit more respect than that. And he goes down, just chopped up. Yet again, I need new phrases. In July on the run. Use up on the Juggernaut. And ooh, close call on that one. By close call, I really mean not even close. Now, In July picking up the Ethelans, I like that a lot. Right? You know how much the Sven relies on you. So getting the Ethelans, increasing the cast range on the Repel. And you can see, like, Repel's cast range, even with Ethelans, is just kind of shit. Right, like, even with the Ethelans, it's just not that big. So, getting that item, allowing him to, you know, actually more reliably get it, I think is a very nice choice. I like the Ethelans a lot here. And I guess you deal a little bit more damage with Purification, right? I mean, that's a kind of a start. A little bit. A little bit. Oh, Q. Oh man, if Sakala had seen that one, that'd definitely be a dead disruptor. I mean, it doesn't take long for the OD to take down that disruptor. Not long at all. Sven now got a Sentient Yasha. And there's the Diffuser Blade on the Juggernaut. Right, so it's gonna be the Yasha and Diffuser Blade Mantis style. He just realizes how important the Diffuser Blade is, but it's just a little late now, right? He could have had this so much earlier. He could have had this so much earlier when they were still winning. Now they aren't. Oh, they definitely aren't winning anymore. Gonna be a little bit tricky. Dogfight's gonna be going down right here. Casts an ultimate. Actually deals a lot of damage. Holy hell, he does have a Diffuser Blade himself. Wait a second, they don't get him? They lose Q even. Wow, that's just not good. But yeah, actually, the Ricky coming in and hurting people. Just straight up hurting them. Scary. Alright, if you got a Diffuser Blade on this guy, I mean, compare the Ricky to what's the equivalent? The equivalent to the Ricky is, I guess, the Tusk. Who doesn't have anything. Or he's still working on his Glimmer Cape. It's just a problem. It's just a problem.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's bottom?
The money all around is just so much in their favor now. Experience is actually pretty even now, but I mean, the thing is not even just, it's not even just 6 grand, right? The 6 grand means less this game because the overall net worth is lower than in other games, you know? It's just, there's been so much fighting, less farming, so people have a little bit less money. And also, a lot of that money is on the supports. Right? Like, yes, the Sven is carrying a decent chunk, but actually the Juggernaut, Darkseer, and Dragonite on IG are all doing really well. Just these two down here. These two down here, they're the problem. Right? They die as casualties, right? They just die as, oh, well, I got cleaved. And that's a problem. You can't have that. Pavarasi throws out a stun, gets dodged by the Dragonite, who sadly is not level 16 yet. They force stuff in the Sven, setting up for a glimpse, I assume, but the magic immunity keeping him safe. Juggernaut ultimate is bouncing, but burning. Oh my god, burning! Barely manages to escape. Now Paparazzi is gonna be fighting OP here. In the meantime, we got the static fear just kind of going out. Cicada's keeping all of IG at bay. He will fall though. That's a dead OD now. In July on the run, he gets purged though. Burning, gonna be able to take down the Omni Knight. Another purge? Yeah, there we go. In July, picked off. That's actually free, that. Paparazzi just on the retreat. Gonna take down some creeps instead. And it's 4 down super also dying. And IG getting a huge fight. Holy shit, man. What's up with this game? That is actually, that is a huge fight. I mean, they didn't lose anybody, did they? No, they just got 4 kills. And Roshan. Wait. Is this a deja vu? Just kind of reversed. I mean, it's IG team wiping IG with 4 kills. Only 1 hero surviving. Well, that's not necessarily a team wipe, but you know, IG killing 4 of IG's heroes without losing a single of their own and then getting Roshan. I feel like we have been there before. I feel like we have seen this before. No? Is that just me? Oh, well. That is interesting. Dragonite, by the way, BKB. We haven't really gotten to talk about items. It's just been so much happening. We got the Guardian Grease on the Darkseer as well as Blink Dagger and 4 staff and 3,000 gold. So, expect to see something new from him. Oh, what is that? Perseverance. Is that a refresher? No. I mean, Lincoln's Lotus Orb? Lotus Orb? No. Wait, what is that? I mean, I would expect a Shiva. That's what I thought was gonna come, but... Okay. I guess a Lincoln's or something like that. Lotus Orb? Probably Lotus Orb, if I had to guess. Sansa, who's, of course, got his 4 stuff. Also Treads. He's just, like, slowly building towards his carry Silencer. Assault Cross on Paparazzi. Look at this guy. He's just getting so scary. And, Ricky, we already saw the Diffuser Blade. That's a huge item, by the way. Ricky with Diffuser Blade is so much better than Ricky without Diffuser Blade. It's a huge power spike. Almost a Mechadon on the Omni Knight here, actually. So that's pretty good. I mean, like, we're gonna have that in a little bit. I like that. But yeah, it's gonna be the Lotus Orb on the Dogs here. That's the only thing that made sense. Would have liked to see a Shiba if I'm honest, but alright, sure if you say so. Then we of course got the OD with his Scythe of Vice, now working on a BKB. So we're gonna see that from him, even though they do have Omni Knight, but of course there's only one hero you can really reliably shield. So, or like, you can really only shield one hero, right? Like, this is how it works out. Burning, gonna be pushing down here. He's the one that carries the edges. Makes sense, you know. It's actually funny how this is like almost a mirror in terms of strategies too. Oh no, dogfight! He gets caught out, but actually Paparazzi coming in, turning it around. He gets a few attacks, but now everything is too split up. OD is gonna try to get the Disruptor. One more attack. Yup, that... No, actually Disruptor surviving. Holy hell, what's up with these one more attack scenarios? Paparazzi gonna be able to take down the Dragon Knight here. The Resurrection on Burning. However, he gets purged. He's silenced. Oh my god, Burning just goes down. And the Sven is still alive. Boboka gonna use his Snowball. Going for something. And is that a Rampage? Are they gonna give it to him? Please tell me they're going for the Rampage. That's it? That's the Rampage. And boom! Sakata gets it. Wow. They get 5 kills, don't lose a single hero. And that's gonna be a push through the mid. What the hell is going on? I mean, that was an incredible fight. They are all very split up. But yeah. IG. Honestly, iG.Vitality for a few moments here, that fight looked pretty bad. But they managed to, like, recollect themselves, and now they're breaking down barracks like it's nothing. I mean, that's the power of a Sven, of course, right? If the enemy isn't running, there's nothing that can tank a Sven. So, it's just gonna take this really quick. It's 2 lines down. Honestly, they should be able to get a third if they go for it. I mean, the Sven ultimate is ready. It's gonna take, what, 2 seconds of attacking a barracks to take it down. And I'm not exaggerating. That might actually be the number, right? 2 seconds, maybe. Plus minus 1 second, maybe. Something along those lines. And, well, that's 2 lines of barracks down. It's really one fight away from ending the game, I suppose. And that is huge. You got so much money from that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's scary. I mean, there's a Hurricane Pike on the silence. A Hurricane Pike. Okay, Super. Okay. Now, Super wants to click on people, okay? You can't stop him. If Super wants to click on people, he's gonna be clicking on people, and you can't change him. You know, there's nothing you can do. Blink Dagger on the Ricky, I think that's a pretty nice choice, you know. Being able to make sure you get the proper smoke cloud, you get a good ultimate and all of that is pretty valuable. Dogfight's actually scouting out IG though. Oh, he gets jumped, but the instant silence, Paparazzi! Oh my god, the cleave! He takes down 3 of them almost immediately. 2 are dead. XXS on the run here. Will be able to escape, but that's just a GG. Yeah, that was their last moment, but Dragon Knight and Juggernaut falling with no return, no ability to fight. It's gonna seal it out. Wow, that was a cool game. That was a cool game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating on the video. We'd definitely appreciate that. Don't forget to leave feedback, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.